A community grieving the loss of a 6-year-old boy hit by a school bus this week.
And new tonight, we're learning of plans to put sidewalks in before this happened.
A lot of those neighborhoods have elementary schools and middle schools in them that don't have sidewalks.
We're talking with city officials about what's being done to make that area safer sooner.
Dense fog moving in tonight and the threat for slick roads we expect in the morning.
That OU essay that got a grad student put on leave sparks this major protest today on campus.
People on both sides speaking out.
You need to do the job. You need to do the work.
Tonight, I tell you the clashing views from protesters on both sides.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KOCO 5 News at 6.
It is a tragedy that rocked our community this week. A 6-year-old boy run over and killed by a school bus.
Now the conversation turns to making that area safer for our children. KOCO's Elise Jones is live there now. And Elise, you learned today that sidewalks were already planned for that spot.
Abby and Jess, you can see where we're standing right now on 51st and Douglas. There is a sidewalk, but directly across the street where that memorial sits in honor of that 6-year-old little boy, there's not one. Now the city tells me all of that is set to change.
Sidewalks are coming.
That's the message from OKC leaders to a grieving community after first grader Adrian Salgado was hit and killed by a school bus while walking home from Fillmore Elementary Wednesday. Police say the little boy tried to run across the street while the bus was turning when he was hit. The driver was cleared of any wrongdoing. Now those who live in the area are asking why it's not safer when it's just blocks away from an elementary school.
A lot of our neighborhoods that were built kind of between the 1950s to the 1990s, a lot of those neighborhoods have elementary schools and middle schools in them that don't have sidewalks, and so that has been a priority of ours.
One concerned neighbor told KOCO all neighbors deserve safe and accessible walk paths. The city of OKC says this neighborhood is on a list to get sidewalks soon, funded by the recently passed GEO bond.
It'll be done within this next GEO bond, so it'll be done within the next 10 years, but I can't tell you precisely if it's going to be 2 years or 5.
This map shows the scheduled phases. The street where the accident happened listed as phase 2, but city leaders say they have programs like their Vision Zero plan to reduce fatalities and internal review processes that could move this intersection up on the priority list.
This could increase its priority and we could try to get out there faster because we know that this is a dangerous spot.
So the timeline at this point is not clear, but the city tells me that GEO bond is going to fund $1.8 million in sidewalks in this area. Reporting live, Elise Jones, KOCO 5 News.
Oh, goodness. It still just makes you sick. You see that memorial glowing there behind her with people walking right up to it. Elise, we'll continue to follow that. Thank you. We do have a threat for slick roads as we head into your weekend.
I want to bring in our chief meteorologist, Damon Lane, right now. And Damon, you are tracking some freezing fog.
Yeah, we certainly are. And so dense fog advisory has been issued for much of central Oklahoma. And while dense fog advisory goes from Ponca City, Stillwater, all of the Metro South and Southeast, not everyone inside of this dense fog advisory will likely see freezing fog. Temperatures will stay just a few degrees above freezing, with the exception of Ponca City, Enid, parts of the Metro here, as you drop down towards Chickasha. And so the area that we'll be watching closely tomorrow morning for slick spots will set up from Anadarko, Chickasha, the Turnpike here, up into the Metro, El Reno, Stillwater, Enid, Perry, and Ponca City. We'll have your newest timeline, when the fog will develop and how long it will now take for this fog to move out, plus a real chilly weekend ahead in a few minutes. Jess?
Okay, Damon, thank you. A clash on campus today, all over whether one psych student deserved a 0 on a recent assignment.
KOCO's Olivia Hickey joining us live in Norman tonight. Olivia, we know this story has made national headlines, but I'll tell you the most intense feelings are right here at home.
That's right. Organizers tell me they put this protest together to stand up for academic integrity, calling on the university to put the grad student back in the classroom. Meantime, Turning Point USA students here on campus continue to stand with that student, Samantha Fulnecki. Two sides of the University of Oklahoma's essay controversy clashing on the flagship campus Friday. An essay on gender using the Bible as its base was graded with a 0 by a transgender graduate instructor. The author, Junior Samantha Fulnecki, says she was targeted for her religious beliefs and filed a formal complaint. The instructor is now on leave for the investigation. The university says the 0 won't count toward her final grade. Supporters of the instructor say the grade was about guidelines, not religion.
It's not discrimination, it really is accountability. You need to do the job, you need to do the work.
We spoke with a classmate off camera who completed the same assignment.
Citing the Bible and not using a source is inherently plagiarism, so it should be a report to academic affairs.
A short walk to the South Oval put protesters face to face with Turning Point USA members, standing with Fulnecki.
Yeah, we have to hold these teachers accountable.
Their president calls this an attack on Christianity.
She met the requirements. She did not deserve a 0. If she wanted to take points off because she didn't clearly state any empirical sources, then take some points off, but not an entire, to be a complete 0.
The essay and the instructions are available on our website, KOCO.com, if you'd like to read them for yourself. The graduate student tell me they will not be commenting on this publicly. Meantime, the graduate student senate actually passed a resolution last night calling on the university to apologize to that grad student and put in better safeguards for graduate students. I also reached out to the university and Fulnecki for comment. No word yet, but we'll be sure to pass along their response once we receive it. Reporting live in Norman, Olivia Hickey, KOCO 5 News.
Olivia, thank you. A fire turning deadly overnight in northwest Oklahoma City. This happened near 10th and Penn. Fire crews say they were called to that area because of flames coming from a shed. Here's some video now from the scene. This was earlier this morning. Fire crews telling KOCO during the response they found one man dead. And now they're working to figure out exactly how he died. The cause of the fire is also still under investigation, but we do know that this is not considered a homicide investigation.
There is a push now to open Oklahoma's primary elections. That's essentially where all candidates, it doesn't matter what party they are all on the same ballot, and you vote on every ballot. It doesn't matter what your party is as well. The 2 top vote getters then move on. State Question 836 would be a significant change to Oklahoma politics. The mayor of OKC, though, says this is a no-brainer. He argues that doing this, opening our primaries, would lead to less politically extreme candidates and more practical leaders.
If it makes it to the ballot, it's the people versus the powerful. You know, when you've got all these elected officials saying they don't want it, that's the biggest red flag to the voters of Oklahoma that this is exactly what we need.
Well, this weekend on Oklahoma Chronicle, our KOCO's Evan Onstot sits down with Mayor David Holt making his case, plus an in-depth look at that OU student essay getting nationwide attention. It's this Sunday, 10 a.m., right here on KOCO. Evan.
And still to come here at 6 o'clock, the state attorney general joining a lawsuit against one of the largest insurance companies operating in Oklahoma. How he says the company has been ripping off its customers. We'll have that coming up.
The Oklahoma City Ballet performing the Nutcracker starting next week. Up next, we're getting a look behind the scenes and the work being put into these shows.
A traffic alert for our friends in Norman ahead of a parade tomorrow. The Norman Christmas Parade and Winterfest will cause a lot of fun, but also some road closures along the route. It'll start on Main and Pickard. It'll go east, ending at Main and James Garner Avenue. The parade starts at 6, so be sure to look out if you're driving in that area. If you are going, the annual tree lighting will be right there at Main and James Garner as well. You will have the chance to meet Santa, enjoy some cocoa and cookies, make some crafts, take pictures, and check out the food trucks.
The Oklahoma City Ballet debuted a new production of the Nutcracker last year, and it was met with box office records. And this year, they're back. The production features 2 acts, The Party and Battle and The Land of the Sweets. The classic tale is an audience favorite that's become a tradition for many families.
It's just a sweet, heartwarming story, and it's exciting. Our new version is beautiful.
I think it's just like coming home, hearing that music, and it's familiar to everybody, whether you're a dancer or not.
Yeah, you can check out the Nutcracker starting December 12th through the 23rd with a sensory-friendly performance on the 17th. You can find tickets exclusively through the Civic Center. We have a link in the As Seen On section of KOCO.com.
You'll want to stick around for this. Oklahoma's Attorney General taking on one of the nation's largest insurers. The new court filing, what this means for homeowners across the state. Next.
And the big story for tonight will be the dense fog and the threat for slick roads outdoor as you head out the door tomorrow morning. The newest timeline, the fog moving in and how long it will take for any icy roads to melt coming up.
KOCO and Quail Creek Bank want to help out Oklahoma teachers. We're looking for our next Teacher of the Month. Every month we choose one to receive $1,000 for their project on donorschoose.org. It is easy to nominate a teacher. Just go to KOCO.com. We'll be back. Oklahoma's Attorney General is once again taking a stand against insurance companies.
This time jumping into a lawsuit against State Farm. KOCO's Evan Onstot live in the newsroom looking over this. Evan, the lawsuit accuses them of underpaying for storm damage.
The AG is getting involved with one specific case, but guys, there's dozens and dozens of these lawsuits. Gittner Drummond says State Farm has been operating a coordinated program to limit how much they pay for legitimate claims by either denying the claims or underpaying. And here's a direct quote from Drummond. He says, Oklahomans can weather inflation and Oklahoma storms, but they cannot withstand a system in which they are charged more while effectively insured less. Inflation and weather do not explain, let alone justify, the widening gap between what Oklahomans pay and what they receive. The AG accuses State Farm of breaking the Oklahoma Consumer Protection Act, the Deceptive Trade Practices Act, and others. And Drummond says that he's stepping in because he wants State Farm to pay back some of the customers' money, and he wants the court to order reforms to the system. Now, State Farm, I should mention, consistently says these allegations are false. And the state insurance commissioner, Glenn Mulready, who Drummond has already been critical of, told me over the past 5 years, homeowners insurance providers in Oklahoma have been paying out more than they've been bringing in. We'll continue to follow this, guys. Back to you.
All right, Evan, thank you. Let's turn into weather now. If you are going to be out and about tonight, tomorrow morning, be careful for some slick spots out there.
And that fog, Damon, that makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely, because the fog is going to get really dense tonight, and it's the type that's going to really bring down that visibility. Now, if you're getting ready to go out, it's Friday night. Between now and midnight, you're fine. No need to worry about visibility issues. But after midnight, as we go towards tomorrow morning around 10 a.m., dense fog advisory sets in here from Ponca City, Perry to Stillwater, all of the metro, and as you go down to the south. Now, within this, there will be some pockets of freezing fog. The entire dense fog advisory is not for freezing fog. There'll be at least an area that runs from Ponca City to the metro down to the southwest. We'll see at least pockets of freezing fog, and even some of those pockets, very isolated pockets of freezing fog, will go as far west as you make way towards, say, Fairview, down to Hinton, and as you make way towards Hobart. So watch out for a few isolated slick spots. Now, I know ODOT has been out the last couple of days really treating these roads and bridges, but if you're out traveling, say, late tonight or tomorrow morning, and all of a sudden the visibility drops by quite a bit and the roadways have that wet look to them, just know that there's probably going to be some slick spots inside of that. So watch the fog develop. Here we are at 4 a.m. It starts down to the south and will begin to move up to the north. And so all the red that you see right here, this is where that visibility really drops and it gets really, really low. And so by the time we're hitting 6 and 7, 8 a.m., visibility zero here in Oklahoma City. Same thing down the Turnpike to Lawton, down towards Turner Falls and Ardmore, and even up towards Tulsa. So a lot of these highways are going to have some visibility issues. And this time of the year, with the sun angle as low as it is, it can take what feels like forever for the fog to just evaporate and burn off out of here. So just know that this is going to linger probably up until around noon. And because of that, temperatures tomorrow are going to be significantly impacted. It's going to be a pretty cold day here. So watch out for slick roads and bridges tomorrow. The threat for freezing fog will wrap up by 10 a.m. Visibility extremely low means you're going to have to give yourself plenty of extra time wherever you're going. Right now, visibility is fine. Temperatures here in the lower 40s, 30s already out by Okarche, El Reno, out towards Elk City, already down to 37 degrees. And so lows tonight, upper 20s to around 30 degrees. Where some of the coldest temperatures are going to set up, the fog threat much lower, but we're still going to have to watch it here in central Oklahoma. So tomorrow, we have our impact icon here at 8 a.m. because of that fog. Visibility will improve by noon, but look at the temps. Tomorrow's going to be a cold day. Temperatures here in central Oklahoma only in the mid 40s. Alva, Woodward, we're very jealous tomorrow. You're getting up to 60 degrees. Enjoy it because as we go to Sunday, look what's back. The 40s are back for Woodward to Alva, Enid, and right here in Oklahoma City. So going into next week, we are going to see this colder air move out of here. And we'll watch our temperatures climb back into the upper 50s and lower 60s. It'll feel nice with another cold front moving in late next week. Your 10-day outlook, very dry. And if you're looking towards Christmas week outlook, there's going to be some pretty strong cold fronts that are going to start moving into the United States. We'll have to watch if we end up just getting clipped by them or if they really come in and drop our temperatures down. So there's definitely quite a bit of active weather setting up. After this 10-day outlook is over here, it's just probably around days number 12, 13, we'll start to see some much stronger cold fronts moving in. We have them in here, but we'll be watching it closely. Enjoy the quiet weather we have here for the next 10 days. And you're up to date with the latest First Alert forecast.
All right, Damon, thank you. And just a quick reminder, if you have to be away from your TV, please make sure you have the KOCO app. It's a great resource to get breaking news and your First Alert forecast. It's free to download.
All right, Oklahoma City Thunder back at home after a few games on the road, ready to face the Dallas Mavs. A word from the head coach, Mark Daigneault, coming up next right here on KOCO.
And coming up right after our newscast, Wheel of Fortune kicks off our primetime lineup, followed by the college football scoreboard, and then the American Football Championship, North Texas at Tulane. And of course, you can catch the latest news on KOCO right after the game.
KOCO 5 Sports.
The OKC Thunder have been impressive, winning the last 13 games, which is the longest winning streak in the NBA, with SGA, of course, and Chet Holmgren on a hot streak. Here's Mark Daigneault ahead of tonight's matchup.
They obviously have really good size. They've got guys playing with a lot of confidence right now. And it'll be a challenging opponent. I mean, obviously the last time we played them, we got the win, but they were able to come back later in that game. So it'll be a good test for us, a good challenge coming off the road.
Dallas and OKC going at it tonight at 8:30 at the Paycom Center, and you can watch it on Prime Video. We've also got high school football state championships this weekend, starting tonight with the 6A2 division at 7. We've got a local matchup, Choctaw versus Sand Springs. Choctaw, the defending champion, while Sand Springs have not lost a game since September the 12th. Sand Springs looking for its first state championship win since 1966. It's going to be a good one tonight at UCO. And right here on KOCO, we've got the American Conference Championship game, number 24 UNT versus number 20 Tulane, starting at 7. OSU will get to see their new head coach, Eric Morris, in action.
Our kids have been fantastic this whole entire year. I think, getting to this game and trying to finish it off together is something that I've heard them talk about here the last week or so. And so yeah, excited to watch them go out there and compete for this thing on Friday night.
So Eric Morris will coach the Mean Green tonight as OSU gets set to introduce him as the Cowboys' new head coach on Monday. A new era coming for Oklahoma State. That's it for sports. Over to you guys.
All right, Hannah Hoover, thank you. Tonight, AG Gentner Drummond gathered state leaders to raise awareness on missing and murdered Indigenous people. But there's another goal aside from raising awareness. He wants to form a statewide task force to tackle these cases head on. The president of the state chapter of Oklahoma MMIP was there, and he says our state has more of these cases than almost any other state.
It's important to keep their names alive and know that you want to continue to find that closure and find that justice for the family members and be supportive of all the family members that are going through the same thing.
Tonight at 10, we are breaking down how exactly this task force will work and why state leaders say it will help solve these cases. You can still give back to the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma's Holiday Match Drive. We were out live at the food bank all day on Tuesday for the KOCO 5 Cares Day of Giving, and it is not too late to give. The campaign runs through January 15th. All donations to the food bank up to $350,000 are matched, so your donation is doubled. We have a QR code that will take you to a link where you can donate, or you can text meals to 53555, and you'll find much more information online at KOCO.com and the free KOCO app.
And the big story that we are watching for tonight will be the dense fog. Again, dense fog advisory running up and down I-35 and then east and west of the metro. The threat for freezing fog that we're going to be keeping a real close eye on for tonight, and your risk for slick roads as you head out the door tomorrow morning. We'll have your newest timeline after the game tonight. We'll see you then.